Caleb, if you're ready, I'd love to get started with you and kick it off with how's Argentina? What's the lifestyle like? Are they letting you out? Have you been able to explore the city at all? What do you make of the country so far?
It's been a great time so far. Great experience. I think the few guys and me have gone out a few times, just driving around the streets, enjoying it. We've had a few walks in the morning as a team. The weather here is pretty nice. I think it's winter here, so it's a bit cool. The trainings have been perfect, but it's been a good time so far.
What's that game atmosphere like there? Fresh off of the World Cup victory for them as a country as well, it's got to feel different. The passion level, they always say it there, it's a lifestyle. It's more than a game for them there. Can you feel it when you're playing?
Most definitely. I think it was one of the games where Argentina was playing after us, so their fans were already kind of coming in and watching, our game and finishing it, and you could just feel it. I don't think they were so much on our sides. You could hear the whistles, and they were throwing stuff at us after the game, but they're very passionate about the sport, and you can tell from that on TV and just seeing it in person.
Who's your roommate at the team hotel? Did you guys bring a PlayStation too? What's the hotel life like in between games right now?
My roommate is Owen Wolf. Cade Cowell has a PlayStation. He always brings it over to our room, and we're always on it playing video games, just having a good time.
What's the game right now? You guys playing COD, Fortnite?
It's been a mix of FIFA, COD. Fortnite hasn't worked because of the internet.
Any family or friends coming down to see you while you're down there? Is anybody making the trip?
As of right now, no. I think they're all family and friends are just gonna stay back home, watch from the TV, support there.
Let's jump to how your journey has been personally with the side. Of course, you guys are making an incredible run as a team. Quarterfinals, Uruguay on the clock, but you found the score sheet, Fiji, in the 99th minute, just before full time was called. Talk to me about your emotion and what you remember from that play as well.
I remember it vividly. I remember during the set piece when everyone was getting set up, I told Cade Cowell, I was like, look, the goalkeeper is going to drop it. Just be ready for the second ball, because it was something that we looked at and talked about in our opponent meetings, the day before. So I was like, I gotta get on that second ball if he drops it, and that's what I did. I just kept going, kept running, and it was probably the easiest goal I've ever scored in my career. But the goal is a goal, and we'll take it.
You talked about team preparation there for a little bit, but your preparation personally, the season you're having in MLS has been remarkable. 3 goals, 2 assists. You had that 2-goal, 1-assist game against Charlotte as well. What was your confidence level like as you headed to Argentina?
I think my confidence has been pretty high. I think, scoring those goals, and then a week later scoring again and a few assists, with that as well, it's kind of helped me just with my confidence, and it has only helped me coming into this tournament and compete with the best players around my age around the world. So it's only helped in a really good way.
And you said it, best of the best around the world. You've been catching some eyes. USMNT first team debut against El Tri. No bigger opponent, right, than to make that debut. Could you have ever dreamed a scenario like that as well? And what were the sensations like as you were lacing up the boots, getting ready? The referee held up the time clock as well. What's that feeling like against El Tri? It's nothing bigger than for the red, white, and blue.
For sure. It was definitely a dream come true. I think, I never expected to get a senior men's national team call up that early in my career. So to do it is truly special. But there were definitely some nerves as I got called over. It didn't help that I was standing on the sideline for a while, but I think once I got to get in the game, the nerves kind of settled in, and I kind of just embraced it all. It was a special moment. My parents were there watching. So it's a day that I'll never forget.
And they say that as a player, it's a call that you never forget either. Where were you when you first got that call? And who is it that calls you, by the way? What do you do when you hang up the phone after? Do you call your parents right away? What's that reaction like?
I got an email saying that I made the roster, and then I had Coach Gonzalo, he told me on the field, he was like, very proud of me. wishing me the best luck and telling me that I deserve it. And then I texted my dad, or maybe I called him, but he didn't pick up because he was on a bike ride. But he sent a nice message back, and then I told my mom later, and she was very happy.
Tell me a little bit about that relationship with your dad as well, by the way. I know you started playing when you were about 3, born in Atlanta, of course, and you've said that he was a guy who would always come to the field with you, help you practice from a very young age. And even though he was a high school player, I believe you said, he's always been a guy who's instilled a work ethic within you and has helped you to get to where you are today. What's that emotion like for you when you get that first team call up and you can look at your dad and say, Dad, we made it. All those reps, all those practices when it was raining, when you had to drive me back and forth between academy games, here you are now. How is that as a son to a father?
It puts a smile on my face when I talk about him and, of how much he's done for me. He's truly a role model for me. He's been, by my side, forever. And, I thank him, a lot. And he's the reason why I'm here. He does so much. My parents just collectively, they do so much for me. But my dad has always been, there for me. Whenever I ask him to go to the field, he's always willing to go there to kick around the ball, whether he's in the goal and I'm shooting at him. He always says yes to do it. And I am very thankful to have him in my life.
And not only do you have that unconditional support from your parents as well, but from the entire city of Atlanta. You are, if you didn't know it or not, the definition of a homegrown, being born here, coming up from the city. What's that like to have that confidence? Every time you step out onto the pitch inside of Mercedes-Benz, you can feel the buzz. When you score, when you run to the corner, you look up into the stands, this truly is your city. So when you get to rep the 5 stripes, then you get to rep the red, white, and blue. How much pride does that fill you with as a player on this journey that you're on at just such a young age?
Yeah, a lot, definitely a lot. I go back to the first goal that I scored in the Mercedes-Benz on my debut, and that's something, a day that I'll never forget. And the feeling that I felt not just when I scored, or when the ball went in the back of the net, when I, started making that run in behind and I had my touch going forward, and I just felt, all the fans just get up on their feet and just start cheering, and it was so loud. Usually, I get asked if I don't hear things, while I'm playing, but in that state, I definitely heard it. And that goes, today, when I scored against Portland, the same feeling, just the best feeling in the world. For me, I don't score too often, and so for me to be doing it more and more now is amazing.
Tell me about team preparation now as we jump to present. You've made it to the quarterfinals. What's the team preparation like, the overall team mentality, and now it truly gets serious?
Yeah, this group is really special. I think our togetherness is very strong. We're very united, and I think it shows, and we show that on the field. I think from the back line to all the way up to the forwards, we're always there for each other, and that's kind of what you need in a team. And this next game is a big one. Uruguay is a very good side, but at the same time, we're a really good side as well. So I think we're going to go out there ready to fight, go to war, and do our best.
Every single 17 in this entire city, all of Atlanta, is behind you as well. So Caleb, good luck. Go get that victory and keep this World Cup journey rolling.
Thank you. Sounds good.